Hello, good evening. You're watching QTV. I am Ibrahim Balde. Welcome to this special broadcast. Last 3 weeks or so, we were here and we talked about the Gambia transitioning from the 7 digits number to the 9 digits number. And we would like to definitely understand what does this means to the mobile users, the telecommunication industry in the Gambia, and of course businesses as well. And we have the team from the Public Utility Regulatory Authority in the studios to enlighten us more about this transition. So let's start with the young lady here. Hello, how are you?
That's quite a compliment. Thank you very much.
It's good to have you.
Thank you. My name is Madeline Baji, and I work with the Consumer Affairs Directorate at Pura.
Yes, and we have...
Good evening, everyone. My name is Bajsamba Wilan. I also work with the Consumer Affairs Directorate of Pura.
Good evening. My name is Nicholas Jetta, and I'm the consultant for the National Numbering Plan Migration.
Thank you. So viewers, get closer to your TV sets as this conversation will be very interesting. You've been hearing and seeing a lot of publication about this series. So it's important for us to, be attentive. To understand, how this thing is going to work, because people have already asking question. How is this going to work? Are we going to change our numbers? Are we going to do our registrations again? So first, let's proceed with Madeline. Why the need, to change from 7 to 9?
Thank you very much for that question. But I think before we dive into the conversation, it's important that we remind the public who Pura are. Pura, like you rightly mentioned, is the Public Utility Regulatory Authority, and we were mandated by an Act of Parliament to regulate telecommunications, water, electricity, sewage, ICT, broadcasting. So these are the sectors that we regulate. So it is important that we remind the public anytime we are on air. So the reason why this migration is important is, first of all, we need to move on with the world. In many parts of the world, if you check now, their mobile phone digits has moved from 7 to some of them even 11.
Yes.
So it's important that as a country, we also move along with the rest of the world. And it's also going to expand our telecommunications infrastructure. So, we know many players can come into the market, and as a country, we are always ready to get in investors who would want to invest maybe in this sector. So that also is part of it. But then if you look at it again, the Gambia, giving the range of numbers that we have now, we have a window of like 10 million numbers. 10 million numbers, I think.
Yes.
So looking at the population of the country, the population is increasing, technology has evolved, people are no longer just using SIM cards for their telephones. We also use SIM cards in our routers. We have televisions using SIM cards. We even have CCTV cameras using SIM cards. Yeah. And we have 4 players here in the country. Probably most of us each have a SIM card of the different players that are here in the country.
Right.
So we are looking at one person having 4 SIM cards. So that alone tells a lot as to the reason why we need to add. Maybe in just one household, you have all of the people living there having a lot of numbers. So that 10 million is, if not exhausted, is almost.
So you mean the SIM cards that we have, they are not enough?
The numbers,
They are not enough.
They are not enough. We are at a point where it is almost exhausted, and as a country, we need to strategize and ensure that the SIM cards or the numbers are increased.
Yes.
So people may say, the population of the Gambia is only 2-3 million. So why so? But I said here earlier, just one person, you have more than 3 SIM cards or more than 3 numbers. Our phones, our routers, our televisions all need these numbers.
True.
And we have situations where people will travel, come back, and their number has been recycled. So these are all vices that we think as a country we can improve on or we can change. So the reason for this migration, maybe the technician of the NPP will elaborate more on that. But this change actually, it should be welcomed by the whole of the Gambia. It is an improvement, it is a development, it's just expanding our telecommunications.
Yeah, so please let's move on. When exactly is this starting?
Thank you very much. So the change will happen midnight 4th September.
September 4th.
2026.
Is that the deadline or is the...
No, that's when we go live. The deadline for the numbering plan is the 30th of November, 2026.
Okay, 30th November. So from the 4th of September, we'll start, changing to the 9 digits until the
30th of November. So what will happen during that period? Both the 7 digits and the 9 digits will work simultaneously till end of November. That's when we'll have the hard cutoff. This will give consumers ample time to migrate their phone numbers to the 9 digits numbers.
Okay. Yeah. All right. That's interesting. So let's move on. Why 9 digits instead of 11 or 12 digits?
Yeah, okay. Thank you very much. I want to thank my colleagues for actually elaborating on the subject matter. Yeah. Just like she said, it's important to know the mandate of Pura. One of its key mandate is that if a player, especially an operator, comes and requests for resources, especially numbers, we should be able to give the numbers to that operator without any discrimination or without any condition. At the moment, the Gambia has run out of numbers, and because of that, the operators are coming, they have invested, they have expanded their networks, they have SIM cards to sell, the customers are coming to buy, but then they cannot issue. So that's why we are at a crossroad where we have to do something to ensure that numbers are available in abundance, so that anyone that comes and requests for numbers, we will issue it to them. And just like she said, with a 7-digit numbering plan, you can have a maximum of 10 million numbers, but then 2 out of those 10 million cannot be used because as far as the International Union is concerned, which is a UN agency responsible for telecommunication, they have made recommendations whereby you need to reserve a digit for international access, which is 0 in our case, so which means 1 million number is reserved for that. We need also to reserve a digit for supplementary services, for value-added service for emergencies. So that's why we have the 118, 117, 116, and so on and so forth. And if you want to call away, for instance, you use 122 or something like that. So all these supplementary and value-added services are on one. So which means you have only 8 million to play with. And if you recall, Africell, when they came, they were given the number 7, and it was adjusted. That's why we had to give them another one. QCell came, we have to give them another 5, 0, one. So 5. So you can see that because of the fact that the operators' numbers are all over the place. This is because numbers are just getting more and more scarce. So that's why we want to migrate to 9 digits, whereby instead of having only 10 million numbers, we are talking of 1 billion numbers. So once we migrate, we are looking at 1 billion numbers for the Gambian goal.
So is this migration mandatory for all GSM operators?
Yeah, that is a very interesting question. As far as the regulator is concerned, you need to look at all the interests of all the parties. Because if we don't migrate, the sector will not grow, the economy will not grow, and that has a repercussion on government. Now, we have the public players, which is the Africell, Comium, and QCell. And then you have the public players who are Gamtel and Gamcell. And the demand, really, if you check in the country, Africell were given, Gamcell were given the digit 9, which is 1 million numbers. They are still to exhaust them. In fact, out of that million, they are just using, let's say, 300,000. So they have a lot of room to grow. Gamtel were given, let's say, 2 million or 1 million or something like that, but they are using, let's say, 50,000. So they have a lot of room. Whereby the other operators, they really have exhausted their numbers. That's why they are recycling numbers, just like Madeline has said and my colleague Batch. So you see that when they issue numbers, because of the scarcity, if you don't use it just for, let's say, 2, 3, 4 months only, they recycle it and give it to someone. So they are at a crossroad whereby they have external investors who have invested heavily in the sector. Their numbers are busted, and that's why the private operators have actually coughed $1 million on this project, so that they can be able to implement this project, which will grow their business. And we have made a provision for the public sector, which is the GAMTELs and the GAMTEL, whereby anytime they are ready, whether tomorrow or day after tomorrow or next year, we've made a provision for them so that they can actually join the bag wagon. Every framework is in place for them to join.
I mean, our customers are required, to go back to their GSM operators and register new lines.
That is a very important question, and we keep getting it
Yes.
day in, day out.
Yes.
I think let's just tell the public there is no need for panic.
Okay.
Everything that needs to be in place to ensure that this transition goes smoothly, they are on it, and hopefully that is the hope that it won't happen. So nobody is supposed to go anywhere to get your numbers changed, and your SIM card doesn't even change.
Okay.
You're going to retain the same SIM card. Your number actually stays. You're just going to add extra 2 digits to your existing number. So it is important that people know this information, because just as at the start of the week, there was an audio that was circulating regarding who should help you with your numbers, or regarding you spending money or paying money for your number to be changed. And that got to us at the authority. So we want to emphasize this point here today. Nobody is asking anybody for money to change your number.
Okay.
And even before that, if you do not trust the person or you do not know the person, do not give your phone to anybody to change your number for you. Because in this day and age, we do everything with our phones. We have our mobile wallets in our phones. So it is important that people be vigilant. Let people be vigilant, because end of the day, it will be like, oh, it's Pura's fault. It's not Pura's fault. People also have a stake in this, to be vigilant and ensure that only the person that they trust or know enters their phone and does the changes for them.
Absolutely.
Yes. And also, nobody should ask you for a particular kind of code for you to be able to change your numbers. So this is very important message that we want to get across to the people there. Your number, your SIM card change. You don't need to go to your operator. Your numbers will change automatically in their systems. It's only when you have to change your contacts in your number, that's when you go there and add the prefix. But your number would automatically change. Every number actually will change in the systems of all these service providers. So it's just for us to go to our phones, just like when somebody gives you their number, how you store it on your phone, just go to the edit and change the digit, the extra 2 digits there. But I want to also add that we are in conversation with a couple of entities that want or came to us with this proposal that they can develop an app that you can download, and then that would automatically change all your contacts. But still again, it's technology. We want, as an authority, to ensure that it is safe and it is reliable before we tell the public this is what you can use. And we also, if that happens, you can only get it on a Pura platform. So it is important that the public really be vigilant to all of these things.
So what will happen to those that didn't change their numbers, before the deadline?
So like I said, this is the main reason we have both the 7 digits and the 9 digits to work from 4th September to the 30th of November, to give consumers ample time. Because some we are complaining that they have about 5,000 numbers. How will they go to individually, manually change all those numbers? So come the deadline, when you try to call the 7 digits, it will give you a prompt to say that this number you are calling has changed. You have to add the prefix before you're able to call. So there will be a cutoff, because everything has a cutoff time. So when the cutoff reaches, you will not be able to call anymore. So that will force consumers to now add the prefix to be able to call to be able to call the number they want to call.
Yeah.
But I believe from 4th of September to the 30th of November is ample time for people to change their contacts. And like Madeleine said, we are working with a few vendors to come up with an app which will be automatic, and it will take like 1 or 2 seconds to migrate your numbers from 7 digits to 9 digits. Okay. But when this happens, we'll come back to the platform to tell consumers about the new development.
Yeah, okay.
Let me just buttress what they are saying. Automatically, on the 4th of September,
okay.
all numbers from QCell, AVCell, and Commum will change to 9 digits automatically. Now, when you call someone, the 9 digits will go, right? What is important is the individual, because of the fact that all contact numbers saved for the Gambia are on 7 digits. When you are calling, it will also, because the mobile phone actually takes what the number stored on your phone to call, right? Your number is 9 digits, but the number you have stored is 7 digits. So when you call, it will tell you, please note that the number you have called has changed to 9 digits.
Okay, there'll be a voice prompt.
There'll be a voice prompt.
Okay.
For your next call, please add so digit.
Okay.
That is 86 for Commum, 83 for QCell, and 87 for AVCell. The call will not drop, it will go through. Okay. Right? But then the person receiving your call would actually see 9 digits.
9 digits.
If the person had not changed your contacts, the person will not know who called. Right? The number will appear, 9 digits, and you say, who is this one? Right? So that's why it's important that from the 4th, you need to change the contact numbers on your phone so that when people call you, right, the correct contact name will appear. Okay. Otherwise, this is the confusion. That's why the Directorate of Consumer Affairs is actually running all over the place, all over the country to sensitize people, to tell them, look, all you have to do, your SIM card is the same. It will not change. Okay. Your number will be automatically changed for you. But when you call, it will the call will even go through and prompt you to change your contact. So really, all you are being asked is change your contact.
Change your contact.
That's all they are asking.
All right. So now we understand. Okay, this is starting very soon. So what will happen to our Q Money wallets, our Wave, AfriMoney, and Comcast?
Yes, I think I will talk a bit on that. It's important because these money wallets, they are now part and parcel of this thing, of the ecosystem.
Absolutely.
Because people like me or her or so, I receive, I transfer money all over the place, I receive money all over the world. It's important that these things are not affected. So that's why we've worked with the fintech agents, especially like the banks and the Waves and the APAs and all these things. So we've looked at them. They have also have already. Okay. So that come the day, because they don't want to do it before the day, because it's unfortunate that most of the suppliers or most of the IT experts that do all these configurations for the WhatsApp, for the Facebooks and Wave, they are not resident in the Gambia. They are elsewhere, like in the US or so. And for them, time is money. They don't want to, do things today and then have to change and so on and so on. All they do is make sure that everything is ready on the date. That's why they always ask for confirmation. Give us the details. When do you want to start? So
they are on top of...
They are on top of things. Okay. So they are just waiting for the day. And on that day itself, they'll just be there to ensure that everything... So your whatever you have, even your SIM card, if you had credit there, nothing will change. It will be the same plans. If you had bundles, the same. If you have mobile money, it's going to be the same. Okay. So definitely, everything is in place thanks to the Directorate of Consumer Affairs, their sensitization, and the technical team for their interaction with all the players to ensure that it's going to be seamless migration.
mbokk yi di leen jaajëfal bu baax a baax képp koo xam ne yaa ngi seetaan programme bi am nañ fi Pura ñi nga xam ne ñoo amee wàllum doomi aadama yi si jëfandikoo yoo xam ne yooyu lañ dee jëfandikoo lu mel ni mobile networks yu mel ni ay nawek essentiels yi sax dañ ko gestu di xool ne doomi aadama yi am nañ ci seen tànk yaa ngi faa dugal sax butut dinañ gis ne jëfandikoo nga ko te njëriñ na la kon dégg ngeen ne ñu ngi leen ne léegi nomba téléphone yi si réew mi fii dañ ko génnee juróom-ñaari nomba yóbbu ko si juróom-ñeenti nomba moo tax nag suñ naataangooy ñëw fii tey pour rek indi ay leeral bëggoon nañ tuuti ñu wax si suñ waxtaan bi nomba yi lu tax ñu ngi génn juróom-ñaari nomba dem ba juróom-ñeenti nomba.
jërëjëf si layte boobu noonu loolu lu ko waral moom lu yomb la rek mooy ne dañ bugg a yaatal comme niñ dee jëfandikoo waxtaanee ci mbiri téléphone jokkoo wante pour yaatal ko rek la pour gis ne ñëpp gis nañ si njëriñ ndaxte gis nañ yëfi téléphone yëfi communication léegi dafa ombal lu bëree jamono te bii nekkul njëlbeeni yoon nomba ñuy yokk ci Gambie musoon naa am waaye lu tax léegi mu am solo lool pour ñu waxtaanee nit ñi pour ñu aida nit ñi mooy léegi koo munti gis mu ngi yoree mobile jamono boobu noonu suñ téléphone yi rek la woon am na ñu bari sax yëguñ woon ne nomba yi yokku nañ ñoom ñu doon dox seen soxla rek waaye léegi mobile yi mooy lépp suñu lépp foofu lañ ko dee defee so gis nga ne si réew mi fii nii am nañ ba ñeneenti ñi nekk compagnie yëppi mobile nga gis benn nit am nga ba ñeneenti sim card léegi suñu téléphone suñu internet bi dañ fa def ay sim card suñu télévision yi sax dinañ fa def sim card suñu CCTV caméra yi sax dinañ fa def sim card daanaka daal yëfi technologie dafa yaatu torop léegi so léegi ñun réew mi gis nañ ne comme nomba yi nga xam ne moom lañ amoon léegi nomba yooyu ñu ngi koy waaj a jeexal te am na solo lool pour ñu yaatal ko ndaxte surtout loolu daf ñooy isi jafe-jafe ba pare tamit bu dee am na keneen ki bugg a ñëw si réew mi ibi fii comme compagnie téléphone dëkk bi war nañoo yaatal kooku noonu business am bi war nay taxaw te du si am jafe-jafe so loolu mooy tax ñuy yokk nombay dañoo mu nit ñi mun nañoo 10 million nomba yi ñu amee woon naka la ko Gambia bi di jeexalee ñun eeguñ ay 3 millions sax waaye comme ni ma ko waxee woon si njëlbeen da nga gis ne benn nit dina am ba ñeneenti sim card suñu télévision yi suñu router yëpp yooyu am nañ sim card so nomba yooyu noonu daanaka mu ngee jeexi so lii pour yokka nomba yooyu noonu la pour gën a yaatal suñ telecommunications infrastructure bi ba gis ne jafe-jafe du am nga gis ne soo tukkee sax nga dem ay ñaar ñetti weer nga dellu si ñu ne la nomba bi dañ ko jox keneen loolu yëpp moo ko waral so jafe-jafe yooyu noonu yëpp lañ bugg a gis ne duñ ko am moo tay mu nombay mënoon nañoo jógee juróom-ñaar sax ñu def ko juróom-ñetta waaye comme ni ñu waxtaanee ak suñu naataango yi nga xam ne ñooy def téléphone si àdduna si yëpp ñu gis ne ñu def ko mu dem tu juróom-ñeneenti nomba loolu dinañu jox window nomba bi nga xam ne nomba yu bëree ba yàlla su defee xam naa xëj na yàlla na yàggati yi waaye xëy na sax ñun yëpp duñ ko fekkee waaye comme loolu rek yaatal suñ infrastructure bi la ndaxte telecommunications technology dafa yaatu léegi sàkkatuma nuñ dee use suñ mobile loolu rek moo ko waral
loolu am na solo lool waaye ba Samba bëggoon nañ li kañ la moo door
li mu ngi door 4th of September
ñeenti fan
weeri September 2026 waaw gëm naa ne moo nekk ajuma buy ñëw bu ci tegu bu ci topp
la moo door
la moo door
waaw mu ngi mel ni time boobu noonu képp koo xam ne yaa ngi amee mobile sim card si réew mi mun ngaa change sa number bi
waaw mun ngaa start di yokka prefix yi waaw boos ñoom prefix la nga am pour yokka changes bi operators yi neen def loolu noonu automatically fam ñoom ngay seen en so yow nit loo pour def dara na ko just yokkal sa prefix bi bu fekkee QCell nga am nga def si 83 bu fekkee Africell la nga def si 87 bu fekkee Comium la nga def si 86 da nga dog si teg sa 7 digits number yow bugg a woo so guddi la moo door midnight 4th September waaye balaa loolu maa ngi ñaan customers yi wala consumers yi bu gars yi yokk benn prefix right now boo suñ ko defee right now du dox fo gars yi 4th of September midnight gars yi doog a yokka prefix yooyu leen
waaye mu ngi mel ni 4th of September bi sax suñ 7 digits yi dafa dox
waaw 4th of September dem ba 30th of September moo nekk end of November 2026 both 7 digit bi boo ko koolee dina dem boo koolee 9 digit bi tamit dina dem waaye boo jëm a call 9 digit bi di nga am a prom pour wax la ne number boo nekk di call wécceeku na to a 9 digits pour nga yokk prefix yi so gis ne always consumer la ne am seen back of the mind xam naa ñu bëri am nañ contacts yu bëri loolu yëpp na nekk ay reminder boo xam ne yow starta di wéccee sa contacts yi xam naa ñu bëri na wax ne waa lii suñ contacts yi bëri na torop boo xam ne dañuy am ay 3000 4000 naka nga dee every day ngay change benn waaye comme mat leen ko si kàllaama anglais ñu ngi work with some vendors hopefully fii balaa next week dinañ finalize which one dañoo use te loolu bu happen ne neen app boo xamante ne pour verify bo balaa ñuy wax nit ne dem la ngeen download ñu tam fa ñu seet ko security wise gestu ko privacy wise xam nga yooyu fa ñu seet ko balaa ñuy wax Gambian se dem la ngeen den download app bi so ñu ngi wax ñaan ko képp koo xamante ne ñëw na si yow mu ne app bi nga am pour download make sure nga verify ko from Pura ay da nga ñëw si website bi wala 148 suñu toll free number bi official comme QCell wala Gamcell mu nga ko call free Monday to Friday nga make sure nga verify nga fact si bala nga download any app
loolu am na solo waaye Nicolas bëggoon nañ nga wax ñu li gestu ngeen ko balaa ngeen a ñëw sas li nit ñi si réew mi ndax soo leen su ñëwee na dafa dox te benn problème jafe-jafe du si am
waaw yaa ngi laajte question bu xam ne dafa interesting trop te bëgg naa ma wax ko si angale su ko defee mat leen leeral ko
waaw mu leeral ko
si kii to change telephone numbers entails a lot of things. You have to look at the interest of the consumer. You need to look at the interest of the government and also the interest of the operators. At the moment, when you receive a call, you don't even know because the numbers are all over the place. You have 8, the mobile numbers are on 7, they're on 2, they're on 3, they're on 5, they're on 4, they're on 8, they're on 9. You know what I mean? So in most countries, the international standards recommends that you need to have 1 digit to identify a service, right? If you go to Senegal, when you see 7, you know automatically that this is for mobile phones. If you go to Sierra Leone, it's the same. If you go to this place, you know, if you check the whole world, almost 3/4 of the country, of the countries in the world, you know, they have 1 digit, right? At most, they have 2, right? So that's why we needed also to have the same in the Gambia. That's why come 4th of September, all the mobile phones in the country would actually be identified with digit 9. Sorry, the digit 8. And then the next digit identifies the operators, which is what happens everywhere in the world. And now the operators can also brand. Because when QCell came and started with 3, they were branding themselves with 3. But then now they want to brand 3, 5, and they even came and requested. So it would have been 3, 5, maybe 8. AfroCell the same. They were actually branding and bragging with 7. Yeah, Borom, they are branding themselves with 9. You know what I mean? So that's why we thought of all these things holistically and said, in the best interest of the country, this is the way to go because this is how the world is. And that's why we actually embarked on this so that anyone that needs numbers will not have challenges. If the operators need numbers, they will not have challenges. If any future technology comes, just like Madeleine said, because now it is embarking on having smart meters and they will need SIM cards. So when they need SIM cards, they should be available. We should not stall investment. We should not stall technology. We should actually be pioneers to actually propel the country so that we would be at par with every country in the world. Because the Gambia, we can pride ourselves with technology. In terms of development, we have 3G, we have 4G, we have 5G. And you can count the number of countries in Africa who have it. In terms of penetration, if you go all over the country, everywhere you are able to have at least 3, 4, 5, 2 or 3 very, very good signal. In fact, in most places 5. Sorry, 4. You can receive all the signals without any problem. And the quality of service compared to other countries, really, we are there. So the only constraint we had was numbers. And now, come 4th of September, we would actually, be up there with every country.
I mean, that's really interesting. Yes, Madeleine.
mooy maanaam lii pour yaatal suñu télécommunications bi ndaxte boo gisee télécommunications si réew mi fii dafa indi koom-koom te réew mi foog naa yaakaar naa ne su beneen player waree ñëw si marché bi ne dama bugg a dugg ci invest si mbiri télécommunications ñoom dinañ ko welcome ndaxte di moo télécommunications ñu am loolu dafa gën a indi advantage for the subscriber te xam nga ñun Pura ñu ngi fi pour consumer
absolutely yes
value for money ñu ngi fi tamit pour nguur mi pour gis ne investment yi ñu ngee dox ñu ngi fi tamit pour service providers yi pour gis ne seen investments yu ñu def remain valid remain viable so moo tax liggéey Pura dafa xaw a doy waar tuuti waaye ñu ngi jéem luñ mun so ci gàttal rek yokkute nomba si ni dafa gën a yaatal ni ñooy jokkoo wante ak nit ñi ba pare dafay def tamit Gambie ñu ànd ak àdduna si sépa ndaxte liggéey bu ñooy def ni ñun Gambie defuñ ko kese ñu ngi ko def ak di ITU ñoom ñooy body bi nga xam ne ñoo yore yëfee telecommunications si àdduna bi yëpp moo tax even lu ñooy def ni sax ñoom already ñoom yëg nañ ko so léegi ñoom am responsibility boobu pour yëgal àdduna si ne comme September 4th Gambia dina jógee juróom-ñaari digit nekk ñeneenti digit ñoom responsibility boobu noonu ci ñoom la nekk jokkuwante boobu noonu mu ngi dox suñu diggante saa yu nekk so pour wax Gambien si rek yokkute nomba si dafay gën a yaatal suñ télécommunication bi tamit yokka koom-koom si biir réew mi jarul tiit jarul ragal ñu ngi def lépp li nga xam ne ñu ngi ko war a def pour gis ne bés boobu noonu su jotee duñ am ay yenn jafe-jafe duñ naam technologie nag moom dafa xaw a doy waar so pour wax nit ñi rek nañ ko bàyyi xel tamit waaye su sobee yàlla keroog bés boobu noonu su dee ne dara dafay war a am sax ñu ngi am yaakaar ne du jël wattu bu bari pour ñu rectifier loolu noonu parce que mbiri technologie moom mun loolu waaye pour wàlla am na yenn compagnie yoo xam ne ñoom already def nañ test bi te dem na through comme ñoom def nañ test bi QCell ñoom tamit def nañ ko te nombre yëpp amuñ si benn jafe-jafe Africell ñoom dinañ ko def si biir week bii nii so pour yëgal askan wi rek ne lépp li nga xam ne ñu ngi koy war a def pour gis ne wécceeku bi indiwul ñu benn jafe-jafe wala amul benn impact bu bon suñ kaw ñu ngi koy def te lépp loo xam ne war nañ koo yëg rek ñun dinañ génn si ñu yëgal leen ko loo am ci layte programme yi bokk nañ ci pour nit ñi ñu xam suñ 148 bi tamit mu ngi fii so ñu ngi ñaan askan bi lépp lu la leerut rek comme façon programme yi nga wooñu 148 bi tamit Pura mooy suñu téléphone nga wooñu si ñu leeralal la
mbokkaay dégg ngeen loolu noonu doore ko weeri septembre ñeenti fan Gambia nomba yi dinañ dem si juróom ñeenti nomba dañ ko génnee juróom-ñaar léegi mu dem juróom-ñeent loolu nag dina dem ba weeri novembre juróom-ñetti fan waaw weeri novembre kon soo leen gisee nomba yi ñu ngi leen a call te ngeen gis juróom ñeenti nomba xam leen ne yokkute buñ doon waxtaan ak buñ doon wax moo nekk di xew bëggoon nañ nga wax ñu xanaa dañoo dem si GSM operator yi maybe Africell pour ñu mun a change suñ sim card si
changes yi lu ci ne moo nekk ne consumer bi ama pour dem fen mu nga toog sa néeg sa bitik sa liggéeykaay nga def changes yi comme leen ko waxee ne fu mu nekk ne am na ñaari opérateur yu test te test bi dem na mu ngee dox so comme 4th of September 2026 midnight opérateur yi dina def changes yi automatically so yow boo eewee suba wala guddi boobu leen sax si guddi mu nga start di def sa own calls pour test ndax everything mu ngi work so ñu ngi ñaan consumer képp fu mu nekk amuloo pour dem fenn amul kenn pour ñëw si yow tamit ne waa Pura ñoo ma yónni wala nit ñoo ma yónni pour ñu defal la changes bi ba am na nit yoo xam ne start nañu def yooyu noonu sax boo xam ne gaa gis na opportunité pour scam nit yi te nga léegi àdduna si nu ñuy doxee everything dafa link si sa mobile phone bi sa mobile wallet bi sa banking bi ak sa financial details yëpp si biir sa mobile phone bi te ku am accès si sa OTP bi rek jeex na pare na si yow so noonu la nekk di scammer so ñu ñaan képp nga xamante ne even though yow mun loo change sa number si sa phone boo ko jox na nekk óolu nga ko trop ku sax soo ko óoluyee sax make sure nga taw su ko def nga bàyyi xel lu mu nekk di def boo sa amee accès si sa phone ba mun na moo def lu ko neex so ñu ngi wax consumer képp ko nekk rek ngeen moytu scammer si ñu ngi dem si biir dëkk bi ñu ngi ko wax nit yi ne waa Pura wala waa number plan migration bi ñooy yónni pour ñu change seen number si waaw
lan mooy dal balaa maa ñëw si technical Nicolas lan mooy xew suñ Wave bi suñ Q Money bi Comcast bi APS bi loolu mbaa du indi jafe-jafe
laajte boobu am na solo lool foog naa Nicolas laal na foofu si kanam tuuti depuis waxtaan bi bu mu dooree am nañ waxtaan ak ñi nga xam ne ñoo yore fintech si banque si ñoom tamit ñëwoon nañ toog nañ waxtaan xamal nañ leen ne lii mu ngi am te yéen lii moo ci nekk seen warugal dem leen ngeen defar seen système si ba gis ne bés boobu noonu su accès benn ay jafe-jafe du am te loolu mooy suñu yaakaar waxtaan dimanche bi ajuma bi passé ñu ngi woon Wave pour waxtaan ak ñoom pour gis seen level ñoom fan lañ toolu ci mbiri change bii nii ban liggéey la gars yi nekkaangum di def waaw ñu ngay jokku wat ñëpp ñi nga xam ne bokk nañ si change bi amul kenn kuñ bàyyi ñu ngay waxtaan ak ñoom even nawek sax amoon nañ waxtaan ak ñoom ci ajuma bi ñoom tamit pour xamal leen ne pour gën leen a ubbil seen xel bi pour ñu xam migration bi ban effect la mooy am comme susuñ parce que xam nga léegi dañooy jënda sa cash power susuñ so ñoom képp ki nga xam ne stakeholder nga si lii Pura mu ngi waxtaan ak yow pour lépp li nga xam ne dafay isi gàllankoor ci bés bi ñu fexe ba ñu waxtaanee ko ñu mun koy toppatoo léegi balaa bés bi su jotee.
dëgg la Nicholas lan mooy dal suñ number emergency number yi.
balaa maa dem si emergency number bi. xarama gën a. leeral
waaw
bañ ko contacté Wave ñoom ne nañ pare nañ. waaye lu ñu doon wax rek mooy ne ñu ne dañ gis ne comme app si léegi ñoom dañoo boo nekk amee sa Wave bi léegi-léegi dañ la day prompt ne la sa app bi dafa need pour nga update ko waaw so ñu ne loolu mu nekk seen dañ si dee am texe tax yu bëri waaw so ñu ngay ñaan askan bi ne comme on the 4th ñoom dinañ continuer di la wax ne lel updateal sa app su ko defee nga continuer di living boo ko defutee everything will work waaye dafa gën a métti loo seen liggéey moo tax ñu ngay ñaan askan bi ne app si baax na pour nga update ko because ñoom tam dañuy am développeurs yoo xam ne ñu ngi si projet bi purely for Gambia te Gambia dafa nekk dëkk boo xam ne dafa tuuti trop suñ market bi is very very small bu doon America o UK o Nigeria ñoo doon def projet bi konoon di nga gis compagnie seen ñooñu seen boppa ñooy ñëw Nigeria pour make sure that this is success but Gambia dafa tuuti waaye loolu taxut am nañ team boo xam ne dañ ko dedicate purely si Gambia pour make sure that this thing goes through lel askan bi buñ la waxee updateal sa app nga update ko so ñoom WhatsApp and all these other players loolu lañ nekk di wax nit ñi so bu ñëwee si emergency numbers yooyu du impact yooyu nu nekke woon noonu la ñoo continuer di nekk 118 dafa continuer di dem fële 116 dafa continuer di dem 117 continuer di dem fire service waaw
customer care duñ change.
waaw 111 mooy operator si ak all these things like
148 bi tamit du
boobu tam du change
ak 122 loo xam ne mu ngi mooy emergency service dara du si wécceeku waaw te baax na pour nit ñi xam ne lii du ñun kenn ñoo si nekk ñun ñoo operator si all the time ñu ngi xam nga ñoom yëpp competitors lañ waaye for this project ñoom dafa mel ni ki du xaaj ak muus de ndey ak baay waaw moo bale na sim card because bu fekkee na am na texa ñeneen yi project bi du mun a successful ñoom nañ because ñoom yëpp xam nañ ne lii is for the interest of the country ñoom fu mu ne nii xoolañ seen boppa de interest of the country lañ nekk di xool that's why everything léegi buñ meetee every week dañ dee meet kii dafa wane man am naa texata bi man texata bi laa séntu lan nga foog ne loolu lañ ko doon su ko defee ñu toog xool naka lañ koo safaral naka lañ koo tëralee su ko defee project bi lifin so lii is a national issue moo tax ku nekk dang ci war a gis sa bopp nga xam ne lii is for the good of the country telephones are very important pour koom-koom yi dëkk bi so ñun yëpp nañ jàppa ñun yëpp nañ taka suñ digga pour make sure project bi successful waaw
so nañ waxtaan pour oote bitim réew mbaa faatewu leen pour bokkal loolu tam si affaire si
wow okay
loolu tam naka la moo mel
that's a very interesting question to call abroad you just need to dial 00 and 221 for Senegal, 44 and so on and so on. Or if you are using a mobile, I think you just dial +44 to go to UK, +1 to go to America and Canada. That will not change. It's going to be the same. Right? But for the people who are in the diaspora, when they want to call the Gambia, they also need to know that the Gambia, for the numbers of QCell, AfroCell and Commu, they have increased to 9 digits. So that's why we have sent a communication, just like Madeline said, just like Bach Willan has said. We've sent our communication to our UN umbrella, which is International Telecommunication Union, and told them this is what we want to do, and they have actually communicated with all players all over the world to tell them that please take note and configure your telephone systems to ensure that when you are calling the Gambia, this is what is going to take place.
Okay.
But for them also, it's going to be the same process. When they call using the 7 digits, the call will go through. But they will be notified. Please make sure that for your next call, this is what you are going to do. So this will go on for up to the 30th. But for the diaspora, because in the Gambia, it's easy to see everyone, your friend, and tell them. But for the diaspora, they have very little time. That's why the Consumer Affairs Directorate is using all outlets, the social media, to educate them. Yes. And for them, their window may be enlightened. Because instead of shutting for them on the 30th, we will actually be monitoring the traffic statistics to see the success rates of calls coming into the country. How successful are they? Are they failing? And, you know, we will continue to monitor and make sure that it's only when the percentage of calls that are failing, or I mean, if the percentage of calls that are coming in are so high that it's no longer necessary to, you know, leave the window open, that we will shut it. Okay. But for the Gambia, we are urging everyone to ensure that they start from the 4th up to the 31st. Okay. So
what will happen to inactive numbers? Maybe I travel and my number is inactive. So what will happen to that number?
Yes, if it is inactive, automatically it will even be changed to 9 digits. Okay. So when you come, once you put in your SIM card, it will already be on 9 digits.
Okay, so I want to understand this. For the numbers that are in your phone, you will have to do it manually. But for your number, it will change automatically, right?
The numbers on the SIM will change automatically.
Okay, but on the SIM card,
list,
yes, the contact list.
Yes, the contact list, that's the problem, that you just have to change. Otherwise, because you have stored most of your contacts on 7 digits, when you dial, it's going to be 7 digits. Okay. Yes, the call will go through, but it will be a waste of time for you, because I mean, if you dial 9 digits, automatically, within a millisecond, the call goes through. But if you dial the 7 digits, your call will be on hold until you hear the announcement, and then it will go through. It will actually be very inconvenient for you. I'm sure people don't like inconvenience.
For a layman explanation, the MNOs are the owners of these numbers. In their systems, every single number, including inactive numbers, will be changed to 9 digits. It's just your mobile phone that you have business with. The contacts that you have stored in your...
You change them one by one.
Yes, that's what you need to change. But every single number is going to change automatically.
So, if I save Batch's number with the 7 digits now, if I'm to call Batch, I have to change. But if Batch is to call me, automatically they have changed Batch's own number to 9, right?
Yes. Okay. Yeah. But with the 7, with the 9, if you haven't changed Batch's number on your phone, when he calls you using his 9 digit, you will not see Batch Samba Willa. You will just see the number. So it happens. It's really simple. People think it's complicated, but it's not. You just see the number and not see his name. But if you had changed it to the 90, then you will see Batch Samba Willa. So that is what it is.
Okay, so let's talk about how Pura engage the subscribers. I mean, do you think the sensitization is enough? Because can you tell me at least 95% of the country, got the message?
I want to think so. Because we've been doing this sensitization since, is it June? Yeah.
But not every person have access to social media too.
No. Anyways, even my grandma in North Bank region is on TikTok.
Access social media. Not everybody will be surprised to know.
This is a very interesting question. That's why the Directorate for Consumer Affairs, they actually looked at these things holistically. And I think about last week, they embarked on a sensitization tour.
Currently, we have a team in provincial Gambia on the other side.
Yeah, so they are going to Lumos, they are going to Alcalos, they are going to the commissioners, and so on and so forth. But having said that, the operators also are also doing their own sensitization. They are sending SMS. They are going around with caravans. But then having said that, as we get closer to the date, if a survey is done, maybe there may be a gap. So that's why it's important that the gaps be identified, and then we accelerate the rate of sensitization, because the success of this project depends on the public awareness and public acceptance. Yes, whether they are aware or not, it will take place. But then if they are aware, it will be very easy. there are the rumors and the gossiping and the TikTok, talking positively or negatively about the project would actually reduce. So that's why we will continue to engage with the operators. Pura will continue doing the sensitization through all operators, and then the operators, especially SMS, we will work with them to send SMS, because with SMS, whether you have data or not, you receive it, automatically. But then again, you can say, some can say, but those who do not read are unable to read. So social media, they're on social media, TikTok. So all the rest, we will continue. And then anyone, even the journalists themselves, we had a press conference with all the journalists, and then impressed on them that everyone should be an ambassador to actually continue sending the right message. So we really want everyone to be on board on this.
Yeah, so bokay comme nuñ ko waxtane ci biir studio bi fi su soobee yàlla ñeenti fan weeri septembre ñu ngi leen a ñaax nombre yu nekk seen téléphone bi bu nekkee Africell nga amee Africell nombre la mun nga koo change to 87 bu nekkee Qcell la 83 bu nekkee Comium la nga change nga yokka fa 86 di nga gis ne nga mun a jëfandikoo lii ndaxte bu nekkee ne comme deadline bi ñëw na loolu nombre yooyu rek ñooy dox kon nañ ci bàyyi xel bu baax a baax waaye lan mooy dal suñ crédit si mbaa crédit si duñ dem suñ airtime bi
airtime bi fona waxtaan ak moom lii fona lu nekk ñu bari seen fiya airtime bi dara du si wécceeku
waaw suñ data
bi dara du si wécceeku
waaw
SMS dara du si wécceeku sa mobile money wallet bi tamit dara du ci wécceeku li wécceeku rek moo nekk sa number bi loolu rek mooy wécceeku waaye fona tamit baax na tamit pour ma at least joxe summary suma mbokk yi soosé yi nekk di déglu jox gars yi short summary ni ngaye kaca mbaɗin la moylal min mo juɓira dawoda pour encore tolle ɓe jam pour naali kaca numbering plan migration o min mbinala into effect septembre kawo tilinano suuto min ɓe kala wala na number sol eɓe falinlale kabo 7 digits kata 9 digits
wala mo konontoti
kata kononto ni number sol min affecta wala Africell ti Qcell anin Comium wol damala migrate la ñing feesoro Gamcell ifana me migrate la bayna watu sita me munala janne ko tenke ka fo customer dawoda ko Gamtel fana me migrate la ñing wati nangamle so alnen kamin ke wala ñinti ko alla prefixol kaga niaje kabin Africell kabin ada gam Mexico na enen 7 na follow nata mo len 7 la long kabin Qcell nata na mo len 3 la long kabin Comium nata mo len 6 la long so kabin na kiskis ko ke na fo Gambia fo an identifier soro wala sa Gambia number bi dat len 8 la so Gambia ni 8 direct alon ko Gambia lo so ibela operate identifier
wala lata 8 nyinkan ibalon na Africell o Qcell
ibalon ko Africell wala Qcell abula Senegal ni 7 no je Senegal ikalon ko mobile phone so Gambia fa abol nyama ni 87 yalon ko Africell ni 86 soje yalon ko Comium ni 83 je yalon ko Qcell lo so mba fulo momo be dawoda I'll say about for janning 4th of September janning albening falindiko kela anin kalam dako alla credit of fenti talaje alla internet of fenti talaje an alla mobile money fanan fenti abewta la anyamale anyen kamin ke wala ndiko alla contact soldo ali yim prefix sol ning ali lafaje fa ka kalam dako fanan mo fanan mo nyanka ali aka fo pour ko le mo kina kan number sol faling o manga to nyaade
almantara wokeka
momantara wokeka pa manje fayta ila operator fonga ya pour ay na manyi faling maybe nyada batu ni taje operating client man ise ma ko
ha wo muto nyaade bari aman jari pour yetaje isa keno fa
ba ni ma keno fanan ila mobile kana di mola mi yanka iman lala hani la tala fonga am make sure lo akunto ayake bo san dunya kata nyamen fonga be men mobile do na mobile na wallet wota mo ni ka fole ko na ko do ke tata western union tata bay say kasi la may ko sms o ko ka ndingo ka wala mbagi ndingo ay ko do ki yana eta wef ni do eta ya bonde wala eta afrique money wala q money eta ya bonde so be mo access do ila telephone ota access do ila account so mba fo mo le ko ali keku mo natalia ako pugala mo kinang wala modo la mo kinang ko kama kala ko taso faling al samin kino rek al mo la 148 number nyin call wala al yala operator nyin call o manke to nyaati wakuma yata bakele mbadi ngolu al ya mo ya fo nyamen
musibe meɗen andintinon si Allah jaɓi Pura ɓe holliri ɓe wi lewru septembre balɗe 4 nombaji ɗin fof hiɓe tori jama on fi yo waɗu changement mo annduɗa wona e nombaji jeenayyi wono hande si tawi hiɗa nodda min nomba on min ko 3100876 kono si tawi lewru septembre fuɗɗike balɗe 4 iɗa wawi wadde 83 waɗa 3100876 fi wawalan heɓude ɗum ɗo noon nombaji jeeɗiɗi ɗin yahay nombaji jeenayyi ɗin kadi yahay kono noon si yeehi ha novembre balɗe 6 ɓe wi on tuma si ko nombaji jeenayyi ɗin tun gollata awa ɗum ɗo fi jama on wawa ɗum famude jama on anda Gambia no iwde nombaji jeeɗiɗi joni yaha nombaji jeenayyi ko ɗum ɗon woni komin addi ɗo fi laɓɓinalngol en Madeline, let's talk about our landlines. Landline ni tam naka lañ ko def?
Landlines yanga ñoom ñu ngi on the Gamtel, the national carrier.
Wow.
So Gamtel ñoom bokkanguñ si migration bi.
Okay.
Waaw fu mu nekk ni commencé bi Africell comme ñoom ak Qcell ñoom ñooy migrate. waaye Gamcell at any point in time ñoom tamit ñuy bokk si migration bi. dinañ ñëwaat si askan bi ñu xamal leen ko. waaw waaye ñoom for now bokkanguñ si migration bi.
Okay. Lulu,
just to compliment what she has said. When we are doing the numbering plan, we had to align it with international standards. Okay. So the international standard is that fixed line prefix should actually be completely different from mobile service. So that's why we have identified the 8 for mobile service and the 4 for fixed line. So Gamtel, when they are ready, we have actually put in place, reserved the digit 44 for fixed line services. So whatever number you had for Gamcell or Gamtel, all you had to do is just add 44 on it. Okay. So in the same vein for Gamcell, anytime they are ready, all you need to do, because they had actually been known ever since with 9. All you do is add 8, 9. So really, the framework is there. So all we need is the pieces. When they are ready, you just take that piece, plug it in, and it will just be seamless.
All right. So what will happen to businesses that have their numbers, contacts on their websites?
Yeah. There is nothing that like free lunch. In every situation, even when roads are being made, there are challenges. Yes. You can see, the dust goes in their place and so on, especially those who are within this thing. So the business community is no exception. Okay. Yes, they currently have numbers with 7 digits and so on and so forth. But then the situation is such that if we don't do this thing, it is going to affect the greater good of the Gambia. So that's why they have to migrate.
You brought up question, Bono, because I'm kind of you call on one sister. Man dama dee defal billboard dama bëgg a defal billboard pour suma business bi foog na ma yokk fa nomba bi
mu yokk ko benn yoon waaw
ma ne ko waaye soo ko yokkee tamit doo ko mën a ajangum di kay dama bëgg a egg sa billboard bi right now
doo ko aj be on the 4th September
ne ma sister bàyyi ma def ko rek ma ko soo ko defee tamit it will be still using
loolu la de
so the businessmen they have to
doo ko aj léegi non sister bàyyi ma ne ko waaye soo ko defee léegi doo ko aj soo xaaral rek defal benn rek après nga defalaat beneen bu ees rek
nga bàyyi special number bi by space A3 or
quite really interesting questions.
Yeah, but the good thing is, even their business cards, what they have on business cards, if it is 7, if you call the 7, it will still go through.
It will work.
So there is no this thing. So there is going to be a transition. Okay. But then gradually, come end of the year, they can now plan to know that we need to change our.
Okay. Interesting. So we have a minute to go. Just to say, what do you have for our viewers before we close this program?
Always, when I'm on this kind of platforms, I tell them, no need for panic.
Okay.
Everything is in place for a seamless transition.
Okay. So, Pura nyuna swing hell na
well, then hell na dal, buken tir, buken regal. This is not the first time li munge hell Gambia. Just ne nyangi gina di use then we didn't have mobile phone. The infrastructure bi dafa gëna yaatu rek loolu moo tax xëy na waxi ak xalaat yi di bari fii waaye bu kenn panique lépp li nga xam ne ñu ngi ko war a def pour gis ne lii dox na jaar na yoon ñu ngi koy def di ñaan yàlla nag technologie ay mbiram waaye lépp loo xam ne jafe-jafe la wala gàllankoor rek dinañ ko fix diir boo xam ne yàggul
ni moo demee nii mu ngi baax
waaw mu ngi baax
thank you but yow ila sarodi
abaka bake just kamo kando ko 148 number nying abijele niata yela fa kuma seneng wala esa mo kuma QCell officer comium wala gamcell 148 ani manta fenjula je for free near for you talk about this number and plan migration or
abarka.
Yeah, we want to thank the public and urge them to cooperate with Pura and the Gambia government to ensure that this migration is seamless. Let them just ensure that come 4th of September, all they need is to change their contact list.
Thank you, gentlemen and lady. This is all we have for today. I mean, we are hopeful we'll be back here again for another edition. Yeah, so for more information, you can call your GSM operators or you can call Pura on 148. Until then, bye-bye.